Okay. So I had this request after doing the BTS reading on each of the members, and then soon following the reading, it's like some of the stuff kind of popped out on Jungkook with his live that he did, just kind of like him, the feelings that I was getting of him kind of just feeling like restricted and not feeling safe. And so I think some people are concerned, others are disappointed. Sorry, people from South Korea. I don't know what y'all deal is with the smoking. It's very conservative, very restricted. Couldn't be me. But people have been giving him flack for that. Some BTS fans or stans, because the stans at this point, are said that he was hinting at him having a relationship. Weird behavior. So yeah, I'm calling y'all out. I don't care. But again, I was asked to do this reading, so here I am. If there is something, ahead of time, I have to give this, I want to hedge my bets here, or not hedge my bets, but just to forewarn you all, because this is an intuitive reading, and because again, as I stated in the BTS video, because I'm not a big fan of theirs, I don't follow them or anything like that. There may be some things that I'm picking up on because I'm not in the who's it's and what's this. I'm not part of the fan club. You all may know if you're avid fans, but I don't, and maybe other people don't. But if it's what I pick up on, it's what I pick up on. Because as I often tell people who have been here before, you all know, think of me as a spiritual translator, okay? Sometimes I'm going to get messages in meetings, and I am going to try to interpret them to you all. But in the case of that, just like most translations, I may misinterpret something, I may pronounce something or something like that. And, you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I'm going to try to give you the message as best as I can, okay? As clear as possible. Also along that same vein, I do try to differentiate when I am giving my own commentary or when I'm giving something that is fact, that's out there that you can easily go and find on your own, versus what I think is rumor, or when I'm reading the cards or channeling. I try to differentiate those things. But in the event that I don't, I must issue a disclaimer stating that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only, because there's so much room for error because of the medium that I am using, because I am trying to interpret the messages and meanings that I'm receiving, because I may not clarify clearly to you, the viewer, or people who just, I don't know, maybe you're socially, you don't pick up on social cues very well, or maybe I'm not providing the interpretation well enough for you. I do want that to be clear, that because people are so litigious, that I am trying to provide the message, just in case if there's something where I'm not completely differentiating or being clear to you all for when I am channeling, when I'm giving my commentary versus what I'm getting from the cards, etc., etc. Okay, so since we have all of that out the way, I'm going to get to shuffling on this, because yeah, I know the biggest thing a lot of people is interested in, that I'm going to dive right into, is what Jungkook wanted to say in the live that I believe they said Hybe was preventing him from doing, or for speaking about. So I do want to get into that. Let's look at that first. Did I turn off my speaker to make sure? Okay, yes, I did. Okay. Okay. Oh, I had a couple of cards here that fell out. I didn't notice. So we do have the Ace of Swords. So there is a tough message, some tough communication that's going on. We also do have the Three of Staves. I think this is, I know there has been talks before of him being like the holdout member for BTS when they were getting ready to re-sign their contracts. Like he kind of didn't want to do it. but he did it for the members because, you know, he thinks of them as family, they're close, or whatever the case may be. I believe that was something, but if I'm getting that from bad information, please let me know. Six of Staffs. So this is some kind of victory of some sorts. Okay, this here, I feel like what I'm picking up on is that he kind of felt like this Weverse live that he did was almost like a fuck you. It was almost like a sticking it to them or whoever that didn't want him to kind of like speak out or be an individual, or whatever the case may be. I do also see the Four of Coins here. I need some clarity on this Four of Coins. This is interesting why that would be here. I'm getting something like stingy, but I don't know what's that in reference to. Did he want to speak about some like stinginess? Maybe somebody cheating him out of something he felt cheated on. Maybe he got it back though because of the Four of Coins. Was this Weverse live almost like a threat at somebody at the company? Like, yeah, you bet you didn't think I was going to do this. You thought I was going to keep quiet. You thought you could keep getting away with it. But I kind of put you on the spot and let you know that, hey, I'm not afraid to like speak out. Like, this could happen again. And next time it could be about you. Like, was this almost like a threat of some sorts? I do see the Shy of Staffs coming up here for the reverse. For the underlying energy. This could be a fire sign, your Sagittarius, your Leos, or your Aries, or this could be something dealing with, especially with this being music, it could be some passion project or something of some sort. It could be the company, it could be somebody who I almost think of the Shy of Staffs, aka the King, as a step just below the Emperor, which is kind of like, a ruler, leader. In reverse, the Emperor can also be somebody who is like abusing their power in some type of way. So to me, this is kind of like, you're a step below the Emperor. You're kind of like, you pull a lot of the strings, you have a lot of pull, you have a lot of say or something in the matter, but you're not quite there yet. You don't have the power that you think you do. Coming up here with the Shy of Staffs. We do have the Seven of Coins. So this is something with work. Look, because we also have the Five of Staffs, collaboration. This could be a collaboration or it could be your worst nightmare. The Seven of Coins, this is working on something, trying to plant something for the start. Let's see if I can get more clarity. What was Jungkook? I feel like on the surface, a lot of people would see this as like him just kind of trying to be candid with his fans. But I feel like this was almost also something he was using as like a bargaining chip of some sorts. Okay, this fell right in my lap here. Oh, it's two other cards that fell on the floor. 1 second. Let's see what these are. The Marrying Maiden, I did mention something about him having a girlfriend, I think, in the previous reading, or some kind of love relationship. Here's that confined, like I'm feeling restricted. And then we also have the Gathering. When I see Gathering, I think of like the the I guess slang version of it, and kind of like, oh, you gathering people, you gathered her, you got her together real quick. That's kind of like what I'm thinking of. But let's see if that's actually meant to stick. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna put those back in there. I mixed them all up. Let's see if I can get some. Yeah, it's definitely something with the relationship or something. Some coupling. See, advancing, great exceeding, and traveling. Funny, we also had the three of staffs here too. They both of these are kind of like travel cards. Um, hmm. Traveling, advancing, great exceeding. I picked up on something about this the first time I read on him. It's almost like he feels like it, okay. And this is just me because this is pure speculation because I'm not sure what this is. But to me, it kind of feels like when you're a teenager and you're like, I'm so in love with this person. I just want to be in their skin. I want to be around them all the time. I just want to absorb them. Like I could never be close enough to them. But your parents are forcing you to stay away from this person. Like they're making you, I don't know, do extracurricular activities. You're going on summer trips that you these month-long summer trips that you used to not do before, just because they're trying to keep you separated from somebody that you really want to be around or from something that you love. It almost feels like he's being forced to separate from something that he really loves, or a person that he really loves, or something he really enjoys, and he hates that this is kind of like the trade-off. And I was picking up on something along these lines the first time I read on him, and it's crazy this is coming up again. We do have this pushing upward, and yeah, now it just kind of feels like it just feels like teenager energy. Like I'm just gonna combat you on everything. Like I'm just gonna do whatever I can to just make your life a living hell since you made my life a living hell. I'm just gonna do what I want. And then I'm getting limping. Oh, be careful. It could end in some injuries, and then shock. Mm. Okay. Let's see. What's It's funny, I'm getting the song Dynamite in my head too. I don't know. It's getting rebellious teen energy, and it's crazy. Okay. Okay, how is Jungkook feeling going forward following his Weverse live? Okay, we're gonna note these. We do have the Nine of Swords is coming up reversed. It's a mental anxiety coming on here. The Five of Cups. Um, maybe I'm getting a penalty with this Five of Coins here. I don't know. The Two of Staves, more restrictions being applied. The Daughter of Swords. Ooh, he's wanting to speak out about something. I'm not sure exactly what it is. See, something he feels like he's being separated from, that he's been pouring his time and energy into, and I don't think he likes that. And with these like romantic like cards coming up, I'm going to say it's a relationship. And I don't know what's all the hoopla about it. Um, you know, different culture. Look, Son of Cups. It's something romantic. It's something romantic. I don't care. It's something romantic. I'm just gonna It's romantic feelings. It's romantic feelings of some sort. It feels like the boy is in love. It's getting very much, but daddy, I love him. Ariel. Okay, let me flip these cards over. Okay, let's see what is Jungkook's energy towards Hybe, because, and I'm gonna wrap it up there because I don't know what else I could really add to this. I think if people want some deep dive into this, I'm probably not the one, because again, I don't follow them. Um, yeah, I know these are kind of like the bigger questions, or I feel like they're the bigger questions people have been wanting to know. Funny, the Alchemist was coming out this way. Oh, we got the Tower. Oh, why is all of these major arcana coming out here? We got the Empress, we have Strength card, we got the Tower, we got the Magician. Hold on. Let's push these back in here, put this on top. We're gonna put this in the middle. And we're gonna put this one further down. Ooh, flip it over. That's crazy. That's a lot of strong energy there. Okay. This man wants out. I feel like this man wants out. What happened with him and Hybe? What is Hybe's energy towards Jungkook? Mm. What is the energy between Jungkook? If you all don't know, this is the Fool. And to me, with the Fool coming up in reverse like that, it's like, to me, it's kind of like we have to have a plan, a point of execution, a point of entry, a point of exit, for how we have to deal with this person. Like, we have to be very careful. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure my camera is not super blurry so you can see the cards fine. There we go. So yeah, and then ooh, it's not harmonious. Harmonious. We have the Four of Staffs coming up reverse, and for those who don't know a lot about tarot, the Four of Staffs usually deal with home, especially with this being a loving kind of relationship. You usually want to see the Four of Staffs in the upright as harmonious. It means it's loving, it's accepting, it's wholesome. This is coming up in reverse. We do also see here, is this the Temperance card coming up in reverse? It's out of balance. Ooh, unhappiness with the Sun coming up here in reverse. And then we also, oh, this is not a good relationship. Ten of Cups in reverse. You treat me like you treat me like a $2. You only want me for money. This is a lot of work. I'm ready to leave. I'm not happy. I don't fulfill. I'm not allowed to do what I want to do. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune coming up here. Here go that Five of Coins again. Oh, baby. Oh. Oh. Do I really need more clarity? What happened here? Okay. Hold on. Please hold. Let's move these up. Can I get one or two cards, Spirit, in regards to what went sour between Hybe and Jungkook? What went sour? What went sour? Ooh, okay. I got 3 cards. One fell on the floor. Funny enough, that Temperance is coming up in reverse. Is it the work-life balance? Is it the overworking? Is it the... I want to make sure that this is... Because with this one, it's a little different. I believe 14 is... Yep, it is Temperance. Trust your instincts sometimes. Yep. And I think I said this before in my previous reading on him when I did BTS, when I read over the whole group. It will be linked with the iCard to this video. I believe I said something along the lines of like he felt like he paid way more into this, into being the celebrity, into being the performer Jungkook, than the like person, the individual Jungkook. And he hasn't been allowed to kind of like explore that maybe, or kind of like see who he is as an individual. And something I feel like the break that they had, something about him maybe doing his military service or whatever the case may be, it has allowed him to kind of have the time to kind of explore that about himself and understand some things that he probably liked and didn't like, or some things he felt like he was privileged to experience during his time as a member of BTS or as Jungkook the performer. I think this could also be something stemming from, you know how you learn more things about yourself and who you are as a person when you're in a relationship with someone. You know, they point things out, or you see how you are when you're in love, or when you have to, or when you're compromising, or you're working in partnership in tandem with someone. You kind of see more sides of yourself. And I'm also wondering if there's something else that's coming up here, as we do have, excuse me, this sun again coming up in reverse. So it's like, and the Son of Swords, what did they stop him from doing? They gave him a no. They gave him a no and kind of like made him work more. Was it things was just working too quickly? Ugh, we do have the Three of Swords in reverse up under here too. And then we have the Three of Coins. This could be speaking to some kind of collaboration or something that he wanted to do, some kind of offer on the table. Maybe that was gone. I don't know, a business dealing. Maybe there was some kind of agreement and maybe somebody reneged on it. I'm not sure. It's not clear. To me, it feels more so energetic. Like, it almost feels like, you know, I've maybe kind of forgot how things happened or how we escalated and got to this situation, but I remember how you made me feel. I remember how I felt then, and it just has colored our interactions ever since, kind of thing. Look, retreat. It's crazy to me that we getting the Chariot and the Son of Swords, which is kind of like the fastest moving car in the deck, the Son of Swords, and then we have the Retreat. Like, did they force him to kind of like, yeah, look, confine. So it almost feels like hermit energy. Um, like they gave him a no or an ultimatum about something, and he's been like resentful about that ever since, and kind of have turned inward until he just couldn't do it anymore. And so now he's like their problematic child. Ooh, look at this, biting through. I'm hearing more so like teeth grinding and release. It's something he wants to get off his chest and start. Yeah. So what he couldn't say on the live, I think maybe something dealing with like his personal life, his personal choices, things that he want to do, maybe being more candid, maybe being a bit more outspoken, maybe being a bit more authentic. And you know, not to say that Hybe is wrong, because I don't know if you all seen that show on Netflix. I think it's called Idol. I think it is, but it kind of gives an interpretation on there where the guy, you know, he's a big celebrity. He, you know, went to, it is a Korean drama, just so you all know. He went to kind of like, he broke off and tried to do like his solo career or whatever, but he was kicking it off with his band members. And the the owner, the leader, I guess the CEO of the company that he was signed to, pretty much forced him to kind of like be robotic almost in a way, because of the image. If you ruin the image of the artist and the stuff that we've built, that we created, this persona that we created in order to make money to sell this group or to sell your solo career. There's a few things that you have to trade off. You have to abide by our rules and stuff, because we're not doing it to be, malicious per se. Now, some people are. Some people are just doing it to be malicious or to make money, but it's almost along the lines of like, we're doing this for your own good and for your own benefit in order for you to continue to make money and to thrive with this persona that we have created around you as a musician, as the product. So yes, you always have to sell yourself and package yourself as a product. Maybe it does give you a bit of a dissociative disorder, but it's kind of like the price you have to pay in order to sell, in order to be this celebrity that you are. So it's not to say like Hybe is necessarily wrong. It does feel disgusting. It can be morally and emotionally, I guess, like abusive, or it could feel, make you want to crawl out your skin because it feels disgusting. So I won't say Hybe is necessarily wrong, and I won't say Jungkook is necessarily wrong. He's not wrong at all for feeling the way he feels, because we're human. And at the end of the day, I'm human and I'm not a product. I'm a product, when I'm out here performing and doing this and that. And I understand you as a company, Hybe, allegedly is doing all of this in order to sell the product. Me, Jungkook or BTS, but at the end of the day, I need that time to also be just me, the person. And I think that's more so than anything that's what's coming up here. I feel like that show encompasses kind of like what I'm getting here in Jungkook's reading. So I do think there was something along the lines of like I think the live was not only just a way for him to kind of connect or like get some things off his chest in regards to his personal life, or to work through any anxiety and things like that as they gear up to do the comeback tour. But I think, again, this is all my speculation. This is where I feel like I'm channeling here. Is like I think Jungkook is also did that live as a way to kind of like, maybe it could be on again that petulant child throwing a temper tantrum kind of thing, but I also feel like it was a what they call it, a strategic response to let Hybe know like, hey, at any time I could go on here and I could just blast stuff, but I didn't. I controlled myself this time. But if things keep going the way it is and nobody's willing to kind of like come to the table, there's ways around that. Okay, so that's what I think was the purpose of the live. I think that was kind of like the hidden meaning behind the live. I think he was trying to actually connect with his fans while also sending a message to whoever it is that he is trying to send a message to, because I'm not just going to assume it's just Hybe. It could be management or somebody else behind the scenes, but it does kind of feel like he's kind of trying to secretly give a head nod to somebody, let them know like, hey, I see you and I raised you 3. So yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. That's my energy here. Yeah, look, great vigor, gradual progress. Is this repeating chasms? Increasing. Yeah. So wishing Jungkook well as he goes into this. I hope people aren't so harsh on him, because some of the stuff people were saying, some of the South Korean fans, again, I know it's a very conservative culture. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm the one that's being kind of like rude here, but it just, to me, it seems like some of the stuff that people were getting upset about and while he was doing this live, some of the stuff that he was kind of like divulging and people were like spewing hatred and vitriol at him about it is crazy. The man is dang near 30. He should be allowed to date. He's put his time in. He is an individual. He's allowed to date, love, hate, feel all the things. At the end of the day, he is not a product. He is not somebody you should be, projecting your fantasies onto. Like, he's not going to live up to that. Sorry. He's an individual. He's a person. And he's just going to, he has free will. He should be able to do what he wants to do. I think, the hatred and stuff he's getting for like quitting smoking in order to get back into shape, or performance shape for the tour, I think that's something people should be congratulating him on. Yeah, it's just weird. So I hope y'all grow up and get over it. But with all of that being said, let me know what you think about this reading down in the comment section below. If there was something that I picked up on that you can expand on, or something that I picked up on that you didn't know, let's talk about it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see more like this. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm wishing you a great day, morning, or night, wherever you are. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.